What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Maverick here with episode 30 of rezero. So, last episode was definitely a very heartwarming episode. Parents of the year, right? That's what everybody is saying, and to be honest, I agree. I kind of agree. Very unrealistic. I already mentioned that. A lot of you guys have commented and gave feedback on that as well, as to, since it is sort of like an idealized version inside Subaru's mind of his parents and whatnot. At least that's what some people are interpreting it as anyways. But still, it was a great episode, and especially, actually in my country, Father's Day is coming up, so, yeah, pretty good timing to remind me of my parents, I guess. But in any case, what's even more important now is at the very end of the last episode, Echidna has shown up once again. Presumably to tell Subaru what the next trial is. Perhaps it's something to do with Echidna's past, perhaps to do with Emilia's past, perhaps to do with the past of the other witches, etc, etc. Right? Not really sure there. I would hope that Subaru actually talks a little bit more with Echidna, but considering that he's probably in a hurry to save Emilia once again, well, I'm not going to hold my hopes up too high for that. In any case, let's get into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. You look cute. Hey. Oh. Already the opening, eh? Alright. Hey man, is this... I don't have... Oh, okay. I'm just thinking, like, we haven't really seen the opening all that much yet. I like how when the lyrics are talking about his heart, he's literally clutching his heart and whatnot. Rah. Alright, this was used as the ending for the first episode, right? But it's actually the opening, as Japanese anime like to do nowadays. So, has Subaru... Okay. Yeah, he's starting to remember. True. I'm liking Akidona more and more by the moment. Right. A lot of people were saying that, how could you not know this was just a fabrication? But, come on guys, this is literally a series where the main character goes back in time to change things, right? He redoes things. So it's not too much of a stretch of imagination to think that Echidna would have been able to send him to the actual past as well. His regrets. Wait, there's only one trial? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Especially since she said first trial. Right? First, you need to confront your past. So is it literally past, present, future? Or is it 3 different people's past? Like, I could see my parents again. It's like, you're interesting. Yeah, of course. Well, one of his traits is being stupidly optimistic, so. Alright. Back to the present. Oh, he remembers everything this time. So she needs to face her past as well? I mean, it's no secret that she had a troubled past. She's still not willing to open up in regards to that to Subaru yet. I mean, if it were that easy. She sounds like Beatrice. Ah, my RAM. I love her sass. Like an elder. Lollipapa. soup.
それでリュウズさん、さっきの僕の明暗がダメという根拠は？魂の抜け殻って
聞いておるじゃろ。根血の者は結界に意識を奪われる。正しくは魂を弾かれるんじゃ。
魂を弾かれる？
それはつまり根血の人が結界を無理に超えようとすると肉体と魂が分離する。で、魂だけが結界の中に取り残される羽目になって抜け殻になるって理解でいい？
はは、なかなか理解が早い。要約するとそうじゃ
I mean, if it were that easy in the first place, they wouldn't be here.
結界の外に出ることは、すなわち死を意味する。
死？
But then, if that is the case, though, why doesn't their soul, like, not come in? Don't they go for the same unconsciousness when they come in as well?
挑むだけなら理屈の上では可能じゃな。じゃが、聖域の解放はできん。
I guess it was because there was that gym.
わしら聖域の住人への契約よ。
Contract. With whom? By whom?
スバル、
Vecdona?
エミリアタン、よく眠れた？
おはよう。ずっとついててくれたの？
どうせ部屋に戻っても眠れないから。おっとのやつ寝言うるさくてさ。
昨日はごめんね。私、墓所ですごく取り乱して。
ああ、大丈夫大丈夫。それより
違うの。あれ、おかしいな。私なんでこんな。
エミリアタン、ついに無意識化で俺を求めるほど積極的に。
全然そんなんじゃないの。多分うっかりしちゃったみたい。
否定が早いし、うっかりってどういうこと？
And if you weren't thinking, doesn't that fit the definition of subconsciously?
試練は
I'd say Subaru's right here.
今夜、もう一度。バルスに言っておくことがある。聖域の解放に、ここの住人の全員が賛成しているわけではないわ。
そりゃどういう？
聖域の解放は、リュウズ様筆頭に、ガーフのような強権派が主導しているだけ。中には聖域の解放を望まない保守派もいるということ。
聖域の解放を望まないって。
保守派にとって、外との交流は最低限。
Isolationist.
それをあえて壊そうなんて、迷惑以外の何者でもないということよ。
ガーフィールはともかく、リュウズさんのことも信用してねえのか？
フレデリカのこともね。エミリア様に奇跡を持たせたのはフレデリカよ。
お前はフレデリカが仕組んだことだって思うか？
状況証拠はフレデリカが何か企んでいたことを示している。事実、エミリア様は間一髪のところ難を逃れた。バルスの尊い、割と尊い犠牲のおかげで。
Oh.
言い直すなよ。いや、犠牲になってないから言い直していいんだけど。
気をつけなさい、バルス。聖域の解放に反対する連中にとって一番確実な方法はエミリア様に危害を加えることよ。誰が敵かはわからない。常に気を張りなさい。
More complications.
ラムもこっち来いよ。なんだよ、釣れねえな。お前ひょっとしてラムのこと好きなの？いい女だろ？オスとしても強くて優秀なメスに惹かれんな。おかしな話やね。
Yeah, I agree with her. Well, I agree with him in here. Strong, independent girls.
じゃシャレになんねえしや。お前はさ、聖域の外に出たら何がしたいんだ？いきなりだな。おい、外に出てしてえことだ。生きてえとこに好きなように行けるやつに俺様やババアたちの気持ちはわかんねえや。フレデリカはどうなんだ？ああ？聖域のこと、フレデリカはどう思ってんだ？てめえは何も聞かされちゃいねえのかよ。
I mean, are you going to actually answer anything? Hmm. Still couldn't.
そうかい、それは残念だったね。だが、試練の挑戦権は消えないと確認できただけでも収穫だ。それで、わざわざエミリア抜きで俺に何の話だよ。ちょっとした悪巧みさ。そこに信用に欠ける相手を同席させるほど、私の懐は甘くないからね。信用に欠けるって、エミリアが？お前いきなり何を？落ち着きたまえ、スーバル君。君にはこれまで同様、エミリア様を手助けして支えになってもらいたい。そりゃ言われるまでもねえが。お前は何をするんだよ。無論同じさ。エミリア様が王戦を勝ち抜けるよう全力で支援する。つまり、私たちは共犯者というわけだ。それを言うなら協力者だろ。お前の言ってることは矛盾だらけだ。ほう、それはどういう。しらばっくれるな。エミリアの王戦参加が公になったら魔女教が暴れ出すってのは周知の事実だった。なのにお前は何をしてたんだ。そもそもお前は魔女教の情報をエミリアに伏せてただろう。エミリアは何も知らなかった。知ってれば何もかも違ったはずだ。違ってればあんな。お前がいればよかったんだ。お前がいてくれればあんなことは起きなかった。お前がみんなを守ってくれれば。だが不在の私に代わり君が役目を果たした。騎士として申し分ない手柄も。そんなもの。
落ち着きなさい、バルス。
お前は納得してんのかよ。
I mean, would you like to use your head for a bit, Subaru?
行いの全てをラムは許容する。その中でラムがどう扱われてどう切り捨てられたとしても同じことよ。
じゃあレムがそんなバカなことの犠牲になったのも許せるのかよ。
誰のことを言っているかわからないけど、他人の名前はラムには何の関係もないわ。
なぜ私はエミリア様に開示すべき情報を隠してきたのか。なぜ私は来たる魔女教の襲撃に際し屋敷に不在であったのか。いずれも答えは一つだ。私が魔女教と対峙せずに済むようにそれらの事態を誘導した。私が解決してしまえば今回のことはエミリア様の手柄にも君の手柄にもならないからね。効果は絶大だったろう。魔女
Really?
以前と以降で
Just that?
住民のエミリア様への態度は
You are betting your marbles on
理解できない魔女の
a
権威
pretty huge
してくれた女
bet here.
自分が今何言ってるのか分かってんのか。そんなもんは結果論だろ。お前がいなくて何も教えなかったのが原因で何人死んだと思ってる。味方に出た損害には哀悼の意を表明しよう。それとも君は私に謝ってほしいのか。違う、そうじゃない。そうじゃないんだよ。俺が何もできないクズのままならお前はどうしてたんだよ。エミリアも村の人たちも誰も救えない結果になってたら。信じていたんだよ、君のことを。君ならばエミリア様のために奔走しクルシュ様との同盟成立に力を尽くし襲い来る魔女教の撃退を命がけで成し遂げ功績を上げると信じていた。お前が俺の何を知ってる。お前と別れた時俺は正真正銘のクズだった。そのクズが多少なりマシになれたのは、
Is it because Roswaal actually has some insight into what the witch is?
今夜の話し合いはここまでのようだね。ちなみにこのことはエミリア様には言えるわけがねえ。そうして怒りに支配されながらも内心では現状が正しいと理解している。エミリア様の王戦のために私や村人と圧力を生むべきではないとね。やはり君は私の共犯者にふさわしいよ。
But indeed, I mean, like moral ethics aside, because I'm never one to think too much about that in terms. I enjoy characters who are more morally gray, to be honest. But still, That's like a pretty big bet that Roswaal did. The main thing that I'm thinking about right here is, like as Subaru said, he was pretty useless when he left Roswaal. And Roswaal doesn't seem like the kind of person to make such reckless bets as well. So, we'll think about more about that after this.
あんまり頭は良くないけど、これが私のお役目ってことぐらい分かってる。甘やかさないで、信じてて。で、今の私じゃ説得力はないかもしれないけど。
とんでもない。信じて待ってる。
ありがとう。でも、アーラム村の人たちには迷惑かけちゃうから、それだけ心苦しいかも。
ああ、その件だけど、俺に預けてもらってもいい？
わかった。スバルを信じる。今さらスバルを疑ったりしないもん。信じてる。
それにしてもよくガーフィールを説得できましたね。
Alright.
2日かかっちまったけどな。
Let the villagers leave first.
都会の外に出られない限り、アーラム村の人たち
Yeah, that would be the logical conclusion.
分かってくれた。
I mean, if you let Emilia doesn't leave, the rest of these guys aren't gonna leave either.
お前は商人のくせに人を見る目がねえな。
随分と古臭いおまじないね。
Oop.
レトラに出発前にもらったんだ。フレデリカが新しいメイドに採用してな。
フレデリカが新入りに悪さを働くなんてありえない。そこまで下道に落ちるはずもないわ。その子のことは心配無用よ。
お前フレデリカのこと信じてるの？信じてないの？どっちな？
思惑は知らない。でも、フレデリカがフレデリカであることは疑っていないわ。それと、ロズワール様からの伝言。フレデリカと相対するのに不安があるなら、ベアトリス様を頼りなさい。そしてこういうの。ロズワールは質問をしろと言っていたと。
質問？
詳しくはラムも知らない。ただ、それがベアトリス様の耳に入れば、状況は変わる。ロズワール様はそう仰せよ。スバル？
おう。
ラムとの話の邪魔になっちゃった？
いや、大丈夫だよ。別に大事な話してたわけじゃないし、エミリアタンが最優先。
それはすごく嬉しいけど、今は村の人たちを最優先に。
So Subaru's gonna lead the villagers back, right?
あなたに精霊の祝福がありますように。
結界までの道案内まで買って出てもらってすまねえな。いいってことだ。それより三下、てめえ同所で試練を受けただろ。隠す必要はねえ。見てりゃわかる。それを聞いてどうするつもりだ？簡単な話だ。エミリア様の代わりにてめえが試練に挑むんだよ。それはダメだ。それが崩れちゃ前提が。そもそも本当に過去なんざ乗り越える必要があんのかよ。俺様もエミリア様が試練に挑むのを見てんだ。俺んのもな。その度はあんな取り乱して出てくんだぜ。見ちゃいらんねえよ。エミリアは必ず試練を。
I mean, if she doesn't make it through, it kind of defeats the purpose.
怖い怖いって泣いてるのが本音じゃねえのかよ。エミリアの本音。エミリア、本当。結界が近えな。俺様がついててやる。
I mean, once she goes for the trial, she has no, like, recollection about the fact that she had went for it before, right?
こっちの事情を話すつもりはねえよ。ただ、てめえが戻ってこなきゃ、俺様たちが困っちまう。いざとなりゃフレデリカに見せろ。
Frederica certainly turned out to be a much bigger deal than initially expected, eh? Alright. What's going to be the twist at the end here? The hell? Oh. His blood? Yeah. Oh! Isn't that the assassin girl? Elsa? Yeah. Hello. Hey. Okay there, so it's been a while guys, but we finally get another death of Subaru. Now that was a long time coming. Even though not that we really want him to suffer. I think maybe not want him. I guess it varies by person to person, but still, considering that it is a central and integral part of the series, it has been a while, right? So I am kind of curious, like, where exactly he's going to revive himself this time. Is it just right before he arrived to the village? Is it right before he left the sanctuary? Or is it going to be all the way back to, like, during one of the trials at night or something like that? Or, hell, could it actually... No, it can't be. It can't be. I was actually thinking that it might be before he left Roswaal's mansion to head for the sanctuary, but that is like way too early. No. There can't be. That can't possibly be. He went for the trials and all, right? So no. I'm not gonna think about that. But I mean, there's not really so far anyways, I don't really see a pattern that I can latch onto in terms of all the different points when his save point, I guess you could say, updates. So we'll leave it at that for now. And it's been a while since we've seen Elsa, right? All the way back to season 1, like episode 1, 2, 3, I think? Right, one of the very, very earliest antagonists here. And it actually represents a different kind of feeling now that we see her all the way here, whilst we know about the entire thing about the candidates. Well, not the entire thing, but we know about the candidacy, we know about the other candidates and whatnot, and we know what Emilia is going through, right? Including the prejudice that's against her, etc., etc. So, the intriguing thing here is who exactly hired Elsa in the first place, right? Remember back in season 1, back when she was when she initially appeared, she wasn't exactly all hell bent on killing Emilia and whatnot, right? That was I guess you might even say an unfortunate series of events and circumstances that led her this way. I mean, I could be wrong, but originally what she did was she was just a client of Felt's, right? And she entrusted Felt to steal the insignia, the emblem from Emilia so that she would lose her candidacy, right? That seems fairly, well, I wouldn't say benign, but it's definitely not just trying to kill her right then and there, right? Now I could totally see like other candidates and whatnot wanting to, remove one of their potential opponents. Not to mention there might be even third parties not affiliated with any of the other candidates that just dislike the entire idea of having an half elf as one of the candidates, right? We clearly see the prejudice that Emilia is going through, so we could see it there. Now, still though, who exactly sent her? Is it actually one of the candidates, or is it actually another actor here, right? That is definitely something to take note of. And now that she has reappeared, is she still representing her original client, or is she actually acting rude now because she just has some personal vendetta with Subaru and company, right? It could be either way. I don't really know. But I just feel like it's kind of interesting to think of in regards to, hey, this is a character that we haven't seen in a long time, but now that we think back to it, who exactly sent her in the first place, right? So there's that. As for the rest of the episode, Ekidona, starting from the very beginning with Ekidona's conversation with Subaru, To be honest, I actually agree more with Ekidona, and I know she's trying to get into Subaru's head and all that, but to be honest, she makes a lot of sense, right? Considering that the entire thing is just a fabrication of Subaru's imagination. You don't really know what exactly will happen there, right? It is idealized. I mentioned that last episode as well. It is a very idealized version of parents and whatnot. And well, hey, but at the at the same day, there's sorry, not at the same time. What else can you do, right? I mean, Subaru is already here in this world. There's not really anything he can do about it. At least if he can make peace with himself and just carry on, right? Carry on with life. There's nothing you can do by looking back on this yet again. It's not like he can just say, hey, I want to go back right now and whatnot. He has other things to do here, right? So, just bury it in the past. I think that would be a good thing to do in order to keep yourself moving forward. Not to mention, right, what it is one of Subaru's traits that he is stubbornly optimistic when he is completely on his game. So I guess that's just one of the traits of Subaru and why he is the protagonist of this series, right? Emilia, we know that she has a troubled past. It's been pretty apparent, and we know that she has still been holding this out from Subaru, right? We clearly know that she has burdens of her own. I do get the feeling that this next arc, or I guess the arc that we are currently in, is going to allow us to get a glimpse, an insight into what exactly is troubling her, what exactly her past is, right? She's still not willing to open up to, in this essence, it's going to be her opening up to Subaru, and so opening it up to us viewers as well, right? And that's probably going to be the integral part of her actually passing through the trial, maybe alongside Subaru as well, not really sure, but for sure, we're gonna have to learn about that before she can actually continue to move on, right? So we'll just see what happens there. Oh, but the most interesting thing to me from this episode has to be dealing with Roswaal. So again, back to what I was saying during that scene as well. I'm not that big on the ethics, the morality of the situation and whatnot. In fact, personally, watching anime, reading manga and light novels and whatnot, I love the conspiracies. I love the intrigue, the political intrigue and whatnot. The battle of wits, if you will, that goes on for all of this. And so, if you are going to talk about the concept of sacrificial pawns and whatnot, well, I'm not going to condemn him for it. I think that is more of a morality kind of discussion, and that depends on person by person, right? So, Subaru clearly is against it and whatnot. I'm neutral either way. Now, one thing I will say, however, that I do feel like Subaru has a very good point on is the fact that Roswaal is placing a lot of, you might even say misplacing a lot of faith into Subaru here, right? Especially, as Subaru said, when they last met, when they last parted with each other, Subaru was still, kinda, sorta, getting there, kind of a hero to the village and all that. He did save the village, so on and so forth, but still not really there, right? Especially with all the different antics and different things that happened in the capital and whatnot. Roswaal is playing a rather large bet here, right? It's a rather large bet to make, and it doesn't really make sense that for someone who is clearly more in the more of the, well, I guess I can't really say that. We don't really understand Roswaal's character that well, but I get the feeling that he is one who really thinks things through and has the bigger picture in his mind, if you will, right? So him putting this much faith into Subaru leads me to believe that, he knows something about Subaru as well. We definitely know that Roswaal knows a lot more than he lets on, right? Most particular in regards to the witches and perhaps to Emilia's story and all that. And in fact, it might be directly his sort of, I wouldn't say alignment, but at least his neutrality towards the witches that's pushing him to actually back Emilia as well. I still get the feeling that these are that Emilia and the witches are sort of intertwined somehow. Not really sure how, but I do feel like there is some sort of deeper relationship between all of this, right? He's definitely not hostile towards the witches, or at least not as hostile as the others here. So I'm thinking maybe he's placing his trust in Subaru because he knows that Subaru is being blessed, or cursed, I guess you could say, by the witch, right? And that is why he is placing his faith in him, especially considering, you know, we see Beatrice also kinda, sorta, knows a lot more about the witches and might even be on speaking terms with a lot of the archbishops or the other witches or the I guess the representatives of the witches as well, and she is in employment with Roswaal, right? So I don't know. I definitely see that at least in terms of all the other camps, Roswaal and Beatrice might be a bit more open towards anything related with witches and all that. And that's probably why he probably has a bit more insight into things as well, and that's probably also why he places his faith in Subaru, because he knows of Subaru's special circumstances. He might not know of Subaru's actual ability here, right? In fact, I would venture a guess and say he doesn't know at all, but just the fact that Subaru has been shown to be favored by the witch, if you will, is enough for Roswaal to sort of bet on this, if you will. So that's my interpretation of the situation here. And then finally, we go back to Federica, right? Or Federica, or however you want to pronounce her name. So, my question here is, did I actually miss something? I don't see why all of a sudden she's being suspected of manipulating different stuff, right? I mean, I guess we could say that she came from the sanctuary, and she had that, you know, that gym and all of that. But I was under the impression that Roswaal already long knew of the sanctuary and what it represented, and he made the decision to take the people there, right? And then for Federica to actually lead Subaru and Emilia to go and find Roswaal, I don't see anything particularly wrong with that, unless she was the one that told Roswaal to go to a sanctuary in the first place, right? And so on and so forth. I mean, if she didn't tell Emilia and Subaru to go find Roswaal in a sanctuary, what would have happened to Roswaal and Rem and the other villagers, right? I don't see anything wrong with it. Did I actually miss something here? And if I did, I apologize, right? I might have missed something from the previous episodes and whatnot. Or is it just a case where they haven't really mentioned it and they cut some things out, and so that's why it's kind of confusing to me. But yeah, so I don't really see where where out of the blue suddenly everybody is saying that Federica is someone to watch out for and all that. But well, if I did miss anything, do let me know. And if it's just something that was mentioned in the light novels or in the original work and was simply not mentioned, do let me know as well. So there we go. That's it for episode 30 of ReZero. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.